All right, well, welcome everybody. This is the last meeting of the tabletop class for the year here, and at last of the free workshops this year. Next year there'll be we're going to do maybe we've already decided we're going to do beverages, adult beverages next year. I think we're going to do one on monochrome approaches to monochrome, black and white toned images. We may do that. Might not be a full 8-week course. Anybody here interested in doing one on film photography? Anyone at all? Well, we'll wipe that off the slate. All right, let's jump in here and see what we got. Let's share the screen. And if I don't say it at the end because I forget or something, thank you so much for being a part of this. Really, really have enjoyed it. And we are looking at composition today. First up is, it doesn't say. Anyway, that's not how we do it, is it? With this, click here. Oh, Judy Hernandez. Is Judy here?
Yeah, I'm here. Hi, Don.
Hi, Judy. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And yourself?
Oh, pretty darn good. Look at this lovely arc here. That is really, really cool.
Thank you.
You really lead us. Look at this leading lines down here. This is a well thought out composition, Judy.
Thank you. It took me a little while, as everything does.
Well, the more you think about something, the better you get at it, you know?
Yeah. Try.
Yeah, put this line, and then you got sort of a line coming here. Really cool. I could just see type running there. Yeah. How did you do this?
Well, I watched all your videos to start. And then I knew I wanted to do something with, something that I would eat afterwards. And I love Spanish tapas. But I didn't want to do cooked ones because I don't work fast enough to deal with cooked food. So I chose some of my other favorites, like the olives. That's a staple for tapas, and the Marcona almonds, and the roasted peppers, marinated mushrooms, and bread. I had a bunch of other things, but obviously I found out that I had no room for most of the stuff I prepared or I bought for it. But
you know what else works on here from a point of composition is your color palette.
Oh, okay.
Your color palette ties these things together as well.
Okay. The white bowls don't bother you at the time?
No, not at all.
Okay.
No,
they kind of bothered me, but I had nothing else. So
there's nothing, they're not obtrusive, you know.
Okay.
Not enough of them. You got the white back here, you got the white bowls, but you've got these neutral colors all through it, you know.
Yeah.
The reds here and the reds down here. Yeah, I like it.
Thank you.
I like it.
The only thing you don't see in this behind the scenes, because I took this before I took the last shot, and that's it was kind of hot on the left-hand side there towards the light. So a friend gave me a tip to use some black netting over the light. So that brought down the hot white area on the left.
Okay, over here.
Yeah.
If you like doing this sort of thing, think about this. At Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever, you can get screen wire, door wire.
Yeah, window screen.
Yeah, and you can make a little frame of screen right here, and you can put that frame of screen right here to cut it down. The only thing is you want only 3 sides to have metal. The top part of this, the top part of the screen, just pull it with your fingers until it's all ratty.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
That way there's no edge that appears over here.
Okay.
Probably wouldn't be in one anyway, but this sort of helps eliminate it. All right.
Okay. Yeah,
Very cool.
sounds good.
Yeah, I love the
Thank
shot.
you. And if I don't get a chance to wish you a happy holidays at the end of this review, happy holidays.
Well,
I'm
thank
sorry,
you. and
Don.
same
I'm
to
sorry,
you.
Don. Can I say something?
Yeah.
The first one was Arnold. The page, you are kind of in the middle of the photos here.
I am.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Good catch, Giannis. I wondered about that too.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
All right.
Arnold's the top.
All right. Yeah, I didn't scroll up far enough. All right, we'll do Arnold next then.
Okay, what's next, Don?
I think, or this one. I don't know if it's Arnold or this one. Um,
Yeah, the watches.
We'll try that. All right. Thank you, Judy. The same to you. All right, Arnold.
Hi Don, hi everyone. This is my third concept for this final assignment. So I did 2 other things and they didn't work so well. My difficulty was following the Versace shot. I had to find something that would at least be in the same level. So I avoided shooting watches because they are the hardest things to pull off. I mean, watches and jewelry are just hard things to do, very hard things to do. And the idea for the layering here is from the lipstick that I did.
Mhm.
So these are just 3 plexi, an opaque red, translucent red, and a mirror plexi, and then black actually as the base. And it's just 2 lights. That's all. Just a strip light behind.
And then,
And then
white cards up front here.
Yes, V, almost V formation. There you go. And then I have a gold card on the lower left there because the white thing, if reflected on the gold watches, they change the tonality of the gold watches.
Sure.
So I had to use a gold reflector to tone that down because they changed the quality of the gold.
On any shiny, super effective reflectance surface, the highlight will be a reflection of the light source. So on a gold watch that's really glossy, highly reflective, you're going to see the white softbox. It's like,
Yes.
or scrim or whatever you have, whatever's reflecting into it, and it's generally white. The highlight on almost any given shiny product is white. And you're right, when you're working with gold, you got a problem there. And the other thing, the thing that makes jewelry hard, especially gold jewelry, is that you know that watch face there. I don't know if that's how that watch face really looks. I don't know that watch, but if that's a white watch face and we're banging it back with gold reflectance, then we're changing the color of that. So it becomes very, very tricky how to do it. But you're absolutely right. Now this is a definitely an Arnold shot, which is you do have a style here, and it looks good. And I think you're almost perfect here. And I'm wondering, you got this and that point there. You're just a little off. You see that?
Okay. Yep.
That when you're this perfect, that bothers me. Does it wreck your image? Of course not. Of course not. But if I were you, I'd go back and be sure to make sure that's perfect, because you are so close to perfection that an art director will wonder why you didn't see that. Okay.
Sure.
All right. And the second thing is we can't have that.
So that's actually the edge of the table.
That's going to have to be fixed in post.
Okay.
Look how close to perfection this picture is, Arnold. This is a beautiful, beautiful photograph. This is a photograph that
Oh, it's not pretty close. It's
it would. I made a statement in the last, somebody's got their mic not muted. We're hearing a conversation, so please.
Let it break.
Part was you get the shadow, the entire shadow, you know.
Okay, be very careful when you're doing this. So I made a statement that I don't look at fashion magazines very much anymore because I don't find them exciting. I don't know, is Giannis here? I don't see Giannis. Giannis?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
here.
Can I ask how old you are?
I'm 45 years old.
45 years old, okay.
Yeah.
And you've been in photography your whole life, right?
25 years.
Okay,
Yes.
do you remember?
I studied it for 7 years, then 25 years experience on photography. Yes, tell me.
Do you remember picking up French Vogue and Italian Vogue back it would be at the beginning of your career, 25 years ago, that'd be the mid 90s, right? Picking up French Vogue and opening it to a page and going, oh shit, that's cool. Remember doing that?
No, I never did that.
I did.
No.
Back in the 80s,
Uh-huh.
fashion magazine, I could pick up French Vogue, Italian Vogue, and I would open up and I was introduced to like Sarah Moon and Guy Bourdon and Peter Lindbergh, and just amazing shot after amazing shot. Today, it all looks the same.
Can I
To
tell
me.
you why I didn't do that? Because from the first day I got into the business, the commercial one, and next to me I had always an art director, and I've learned a lot from him, a lot of stuff. Yeah, and that's why I looked at them, but not to steal the style or make something from that image.
Well, I absolutely love photography. So I was always, I'd go over, I would drive from Phoenix to San Diego twice a year to go to the Bird Rock bookstore because she collected, she sold French, Italian, Spanish, the UK, and Australian Vogues and Mademoiselles. And I would go over there with wads of cash and I'd come back with a stack of magazines this big just for the photography. And that doesn't happen to me. It happen anymore. I rarely am knocked out by fashion photography anymore because like I say, I think everything becomes repetitive and there's not much there anymore. When I look at a shot like this from Arnold, this is a shot that will stop somebody flipping through a magazine. They'll stop and look at this. And that's what magazines are lacking these days. That's why this work is important. That's why you should be doing this. Instead of trying to do what everybody else does, try to do something totally unique. The world needs that, really does need that. So Arnold, I think you're right on the cusp there, man. Just missed a little bit. And if this shot is worth doing, it's worth doing it absolutely right. You probably could do that in Photoshop if you were very careful. Move that point over.
Yeah, I could
Yep.
probably fix it. Also the other problem here was, if I should be doing this properly, I should be gluing these things down. But the plexiglass, they're just sitting on tops of books. And I'll tell you what I'm shooting from. I'm shooting on a parquet wood floor with a folding table. So every little motion I do, something just shifts a little.
Ew.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you look at behind the scenes, what happened actually is it's not exactly the same as my shot because the whole set tipped over after I shot it. So I had to reconstruct my behind the scenes.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, so there you go.
Yep. Well, it's a beautiful shot. Arnold,
Thanks.
beautiful shot. All righty, Carl.
Hi Don, how's it going?
Good.
Yeah, I did kind of another traditional Christmas shot, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And this is A lot of color on here, Carl.
Yeah.
A lot of color. One of the things that I think we need to do on this, we got to bring this orange up.
Okay.
They look faded, and same with the green here. They look you could also, by doing a very slight vignette, see how it's very bright up here? It's very bright here. It's
Yeah.
very bright here. It's very bright here. And it's bright to medium tones in the middle. I think we need to vignette this, not to create the darkness around here, but just to let this have a little more in the middle. Okay. We need
Okay.
to pull because this up and these edges down. That will really help bring the eye into the cookies. Really, what the carrots are for the reindeer. I got it. Yeah. I got it. Yep. Did you desaturate this?
I bought the highlights down.
Okay. But you didn't desaturate the color, right?
No.
I think you got to get that vignette on there. Okay.
Okay.
We're so bright at the sides that we tend to go to the, and anytime you put writing in, we're going to see it to the sides, and we're missing the cookies. And I think all it would take is a simple vignette to bring us back to the cookies. So the sides a little bit darker, not dark. So if we look at it and we see this like circle of darkness, that's not what we want. So bring the edges down a little bit, but bring the center up a little bit as well. Do you have Nick?
Oh, what?
Do you have Nick for Photoshop?
No, I haven't heard of that actually.
Okay. We use Lightroom most time.
Yeah, I used Lightroom like 99% of the time.
Okay. Yeah, in Lightroom, not only do you want to darken the edges, all right, with the slider.
Yeah.
You want to pull the midtones up a little bit with that slider. Okay. So we're going to bring this up a little bit, take that down.
I wonder if I should just change the lighting because I had it, like you see the lighting, it's like, that's why I was brighter on the sides because of the lights.
Oh, yes. I see. Yeah, they're pretty bright. You might, if this is still set up, leave your speed lights where they are, but your cards, get them to lean over the set more than coming just from the side. And then right here, put a flag. So you've got your white card here, right, with me?
Yeah.
There's your white card. And then you tape a 6-inch black card to the side so that this black card keeps the light off those edges right there. You're going to basically flag it off. So if we were looking down on the top, white card, black card, taped back here, you build a little built-in flag, because your lights are very, very close to your set as necessity. That'll fix you up.
Yeah, I had another one where I had the other white card in front, but I thought it just made the image a little bit too flat looking.
No, your image isn't flat. It's just so brightly lit on the sides that it's getting dark in the middle. Who knows why that's happening? Who knows the word for why it's so bright on the side and so different in the middle?
Yeah, it's like badger lighting, I think.
Yeah. Anybody know? Has anybody ever heard
Fall
of
off.
the inverse square
square.
law? The light is so close. This is double the distance, right? That's 2 stops less light getting there than over here. One of the things about your lighting up close is you use the inverse square law to get gradation in the light. And so your lights are so close that the difference in exposure between here and here is 2 stops. If you brought your light back to here, Carl, you'd probably get a much more even light across it.
Okay.
So very cool.
All right, thanks.
And we've seen Judy's. And we were jumping in on Lee's. Lee, is this, you got a beautiful color palette going here. Look at these leading lines. Nice. Look at that. Leading lines up, all the way through here. Is this honey? Lee, are you there?
I think it's tea.
Lee?
I am.
Oh, there.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Is that tea or honey?
That's tea.
Okay. Beautiful color palette. It's got a lot of warmth going on here. Your white looks pretty white over here. This has a little bit of a cast to it, but your whites seem pretty white. So are you gelling this, or is this really the color, all this yellow and warm colors? That's part of the set.
That's part of the set.
Cool.
The bread is that color. It's not totally white. It's that color.
Very nice.
And it was a little bit toasted. That's why you see the color of the bread and the darker browns. That's the way it looks.
Did you focus stack this, or is it you just?
It was shot at F16. I did not focus that.
Well, it's very pretty. You surrounded the tea with the bread very nicely. Whatever that blue line is in there, just kill it.
Oh, it's a blue plate.
Yeah, kill it. Just
Kill it.
yeah. The last thing this picture needs is that blue line up there to pull our eye, because it's the only blue thing in the picture. We don't need it. So just dampen it down, burn it down, you know? Yeah. Wow. Pretty. Your light's beautiful on this. What is the lighting on it? Oh,
Oh, I did not post it.
okay.
It
What
was
did you
late.
do for light?
And then, I have a big light, very soft, and I put another filter in, very screen the big light with a screen. Now I
Okay.
said, and I have a white car on the little bread. That's why you see the highlight in the glass
Uh-huh.
from this angle. So it was like pretty much just the light.
Now, I couldn't figure out if it was honey or tea. Okay, when I first looked at it.
Mhm.
Do you know why?
Mm. Because I don't have a smoke.
No, bubbles.
Oh.
Bubbles.
Yeah.
If you're shooting tea or coffee, add bubbles, get a straw, just put a few
Right.
bubbles on the edge so we
Bubbles.
know. Yeah, bubbles. Yeah, really pretty, Lee.
Thanks.
Nice shot. That's a good portfolio shot there for you.
Thank you.
Jody,
Hi, Dawn.
Christmas cookies.
From last
Love,
year.
love Christmas cookies. So tell us about the shot.
Well, it's just a strip softbox on the left-hand side with a white card on the front, and the strip softbox is kind of focused to the front. And I'd show it to you, but I knocked it over accidentally. That I had such trouble with those darn little fairy lights. I couldn't get them to work at all. They were just showing up as dots. So I did it in Photoshop. I just kind of blurred them out. But what was I doing wrong? There was something.
You were not dragging your exposure.
What?
It's called dragging exposure. So your flash was giving you what did you get here? I have f5.6.
Yeah.
And you were at 200th of a second.
Yeah.
Okay. This light is it's not bright enough for 5.6 at 200th of a second.
Okay.
So what you have to do is you have to figure out what that is. I would say these lights would be at 5.6, somewhere down a 15th of a second.
Oh.
Okay. So you shoot the picture at 1/15th. The long shutter speed lets the lights burn in, right? and 15th. But when the flash goes off, its duration is still the same. Flash is separated from shutter speed. Here's your shutter. Let's say this curtain is the shutter. This is where it opened here. This is where it closed. And this is 1/15 of a second. Your Christmas lights burn in from here to here. When the flash popped over here, it was like this. That was it. It just boop, and the 15 stays open for those. It's called dragging the shutter.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I was going nuts with that. I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong.
You sparked something I was thinking about. Yesterday, I was going through my hard drives, and over the last 10 years of teaching Project 52, I have amassed a set of teaching tools on exposure, depth of field, and stuff that's really huge. I'm putting it all into a folder, and I'm going to actually add to the website all of these presentations that I've done. And I have one on flash, dragging shutter speed, why flash and shutter speed are disconnected when you're working with flash. How to, first, what I would say, Jody, is you pick your ambient light. What's the picture going to look at without the flash?
Okay.
That's where you set your camera, because the flash is just this tiny little 1/1200th of a second that lives within the 1/15th. And so little things like that. I'm going to have this all done first quarter next year. So there's so much. I mean, I have over 120 files of videos and presentations. So I'm going to do something with them, get them back out there. All right, very nice. Really nice. Oh, and compositionally, yes, you lead us in beautifully with leading lines. The leading lines coming in. There's even a feeling of a line there and a feeling with the spoon coming here. Your napkin comes up and around. I would say this side of the cookie is a little bit brighter than this side of the cookie. So I would go in with Photoshop and just sort of lighten these cookies to match these cookies over here.
Okay.
The feeling of light will still remain the same. Don't lighten up the dish around it. Just lighten up the cookies. Okay?
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
And did you put a behind the scenes here?
I knocked the whole thing over.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I ruined it.
Yeah, boy, that's never happened to a real pro, Jody. We never knock our sets over. No. No, well, there may have been a couple of times, but I can remember spending 30 minutes getting a beauty dish perfectly aligned over a set, a food shot, and going through about, I don't know, 20 Polaroids to get it so it wouldn't reflect off this tin of ham and give us a nice shot. And we go, oh, that's really great. And I turned around and hit the boom, and the beauty dish just spun around. Like, it happens. Of course, I blamed it on my assistant. This is beautiful, Jim.
Oh, thank you.
Lovely color. Compositionally, I think you're close. I don't like this being there and cutting off this over here. I would have instead moved this entire chocolate thing over to here and let this napkin area stretch over here. We don't need to see the bottom of the glass. It's not that interesting that we need to see it. The ball in the top looks good, but I think it's a little far away from the other one. And when we crop something off, and it's the only thing in the picture that's cropped, if we only crop one thing, it tends to look amiss, like wrong. Had you cropped that and maybe cropped that, then it would work better in this, because then, and maybe even come across and cropped a little of that corner. If we crop one thing, we're probably going to have to crop another thing in a pure composition. commercially, sometimes you have to crop the stuff off. It has to fit the page and all that crap. You don't worry about it. But for a pure composition like this, I think that that might be your shot right there.
Okay.
That would work better. Just crop it on in and carry that crop theme on along. Your light looks great. The
And did
cake
that
looks great.
Did that
Right.
cupcake need to be a little higher on that horizon there at all?
Yeah, the horizon's too high.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to push this whole set back. And the reason is the light cream top here would look so good against the dark,
Mhm.
but it sort of gets hidden in the gray. We need to have the horizon down to about there. You know, we wouldn't even see it over here because we don't need to see all this. There's no value for it. You know, and when the trade-off would be to make this cake actually cut into that out of focus board back there would be so much more exciting.
Okay.
Yeah. How was the cupcake?
It was good. I ate it too soon. I wanted to change some things on it, but I ate the cupcake, so I couldn't go back and make the changes. That's my new mantra. Don't eat the cupcake.
Don't eat the prop until the job is wrapped. Yeah.
I'll try that again though.
In my studio days, we never took a set down until it was approved. You know, we weren't digital, you know, obviously we're filmed. So we would shoot it, we'd run over, get the film processed in 4 hours, get it delivered, but we never took the set down until we got absolute confirmation that the shot was accepted. That's what they wanted. They were happy with it. Then we took the set down.
This was late at night and I needed a snack.
I understand. I totally get that. I'm just glad you ate the cupcake and not the little glass ball. Yeah, nice. But yeah, maybe the napkin's too big too. Now this is post eating the cupcake too, by the way.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you bet. Joe.
Hi, Don.
Hi, Joe. I like this so much. Get this up on the agency page, all right?
Yep. Okay. But middle of the night, I wanted that orange color, purple, and I tried everything on hue saturation, couldn't do it. And there's over in the comments this morning, I've used the replace color, and then I fixed the bottom of where the glass is. There's that little jagged area on the white. I fixed that up. It's on it should be a picture in the comments if you click all comments. There it is.
Yeah, it's really lovely the way you snuck that light into the bottle. And I like so much that you're playing with the very soft light on the bottle and that really bright arc. This is a pure composition in the sense of modern art, color, light, and design. And I like it so much, sir. Really nice.
Thanks. That's your bottles that you had us paint black in P52 a long time ago.
Yeah,
that's one of them.
Excellent, man.
Thanks.
Nicely done. Is it composited?
The only thing is the color of the fluid.
Okay.
I held the white card on the left hand side to get the gradient on the left of the bottle.
Okay. How did you get light to come?
White card behind. I had a white card behind it, so that's where the fluids composited.
Okay, all right.
And I just the strip box, I just kind of goboed it off a little bit, so I didn't get a big gradient down the side of the glass in the bottle.
Yeah,
so put that black card.
Yeah, really well done. That's a very nice shot. Put the purple one in the agency.
Okay.
All right, Katherine, Kat. All righty. Kat and I found out today that we both just wanted to study astronomy and gave it up for music.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yep.
I couldn't wrap my arm. I could not wrap my head around the fact that we were studying something unimaginably old to try to figure out something unimaginably in the future. You know, it's like we're looking at something that's 400 million light years away.
I know.
So you go, okay, so the light we're seeing is 400 million. So that's not there anymore. I don't know
Right.
where it is, but it sure as hell isn't there.
Yeah, it definitely stretches the meaning of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Fascinating. Fascinating. If you don't know what we're referring to, there's a scientific article, go out and look for it. They found an arc within our universe, within our cosmos. And that the fact that an arc, a design in the cosmos exists, runs afoul of, I don't know, several hundred dozen laws of physics and cosmos that are now going to have to be, let's just say, reevaluated.
Well, I mean, they used to think it was the Big Bang Theory, right? But that's sort of been debunked. So they just don't know. They don't know.
I know.
They don't know.
and you can't fund scientific experiment on, I don't know. So they'll come up with something next.
Well, they keep researching this, just with pictures, and that's the best way. I mean, they keep getting better and better cameras that can see more and more light.
When they focused that Hubble on, there's a part in our sky that they've always referred to as the dark area, and they said this is this weird area in space where nothing exists. They told us, and there's nothing there. And then they focused the Hubble on it for like 3 months and sucked up in. And Jody, this was long shutter dragging, a very long shutter drag of like 3.5 months or whatever it was. And they discovered more stars and universes and galaxies in that black area than that we know in our area. So that whole theory went out the door. And now we're into numbers that, Katherine, truly boggle my mind.
Yeah.
Music.
So you can see I added some stars to this.
Yeah. A little cosmos here. This is, when you're shooting oranges, you got to get that beautiful freshness, and you did. It's just really pretty. Did you have to sparkle it up with a little oil or anything, or was it just you got the angle right?
I got the angle, and I did take a lot of pictures, and in looking back upon them, it was the way the light grabbed this one that was like, that's my shot.
Yeah. Little highlights like in there and here, on the leaf. These are really, really pretty. Backlight.
I like the way that it the way that I did the light makes it translucent in those slices. And I think that really does a lot, because you can see how the blood orange part works and how it's very variegated.
This is a great example of when I get frustrated with people when they tell me I don't know what to photograph. Well, go to the store and buy 3 oranges.
Yeah.
If you just set them down and start to photograph them, that little block in your head will go away. If you do it, just begin, put the camera in hand, put the lighting up.
Right. It's a process. Just start. I went to a PPA conference it was the same weekend that I met you, Dawn. And there was another commercial photographer there talking about how he teaches. And he said his first class is you have to take an orange and shoot it 50 different times. Each one is different. The light has to be different. And like just the process of changing it each time gives you the ability to see.
One of my favorite tasks is to say, okay, set your lights up. So all your gear is up. They're on stands. You got your scribs and everything, so it doesn't cut it. You got 1 hour, and you have to take something totally banal, like the tube out of paper towels, paper clips, 4 pencils, whatever it is, just totally boring, banal stuff. You got 1 hour to do as many photographs as you possibly can that are good, that are at least interesting. And it's so hard to start, but once you get started, that bell rings, 1 hour rings, and you go, oh my God, already?
I know. Well, and also if you're doing that, you just keep going. So, and then when you go back and look at it, it's funny. I mean, and you have to. I can get through that hour and go back and look at it and say, oh, I have to redo all of them now because I didn't see. So you have to go back to it.
Yeah,
And that's what I
absolutely.
did on this. I'm pretty sure I worked all day long on this one. And I do have the, there's another one in the comments there, and I just wanted to talk about it for a second. Because I also really love this one, but what bugged me about it and why I chose the other one was that little bit of table that's between the oranges there. And this one doesn't grab the light as much, but you can see the softness of the inner part of that orange.
Do you
So
know why? I know why.
Yeah.
I know why you chose this one over that one. This is the one I would choose. Partly it has to do with that leaf.
Yeah.
The leaf coming down into the picture, cutting through this leaf, and then coming in front of that highlight is so interesting. And up in here, it hides the back of this orange, which all this beautiful light on this orange, it hides the back of the orange. The orange gets lost. All of this looks good, but this area just looks like you weren't ready yet. This one has much more design to it. It feels more deliberate.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, very cool.
yeah, this was fun. I was actually gonna do a duck because I found one and I've been wanting to do this with an animal that still has its head attached. And I'm gonna get that shot at some point.
A duck with its head attached?
Yeah, you can buy them at the local Oriental market. You can buy a whole frozen duck.
Oh.
And I'm gonna get that shot, I swear, maybe by Christmas. With duck à l'orange. So yeah. And also I just really quick wanted to say something because I've had Nick in the past, so I was able to get Nick pretty cheaply to update it. So I did that last week after you talked about it. And I have also purchased the Topaz series of denoise and sharpen the eye.
I've heard their I don't use the Topaz, but I've heard the denoise is incredible.
Not anymore.
Really?
I mean, I did a side-by-side comparison with Nick and this, and the artifacts that you get on the denoise for the other one for Topaz are ridiculous. And you're right, when I first bought it, it was good, but now it's like garbage. They've got to fix it. So
I know I wasn't thinking of the denoise. What I was thinking of is the up-resing.
Oh yeah, that gigabyte one.
I've heard that's very good.
Yeah, that is good. I have to say that's good. Yep. But for sharpening and denoising, I think Nick is better.
Yeah, I have used Nick's denoise or what's it called?
Define.
Yeah, Define. I've used that with very good results. But the one I'm using now, Katherine, in all honesty, is, come on, pop up. It's I should know this, the DxO Photo Lab 5.
Okay.
Oh my God. It's unbelievable.
And that's a Nick, isn't that the same company, DxO?
Yeah, same company. Yeah, Photo Lab 5. It's unbelievable. It's just unbelievable. I shoot with a little camera that does provide a little bit of noise because it's a real small sensor. Yeah. And after I run it through this thing, it's so clean and so sharp. I can put it right up next to the stuff I shot on my Nikon D4, and it holds its own.
That's good to know.
It's like I've got probably dozens of photographs I can go back now that I couldn't have used before because of the noise, and redo them. So pretty cool. Yeah.
Tempting.
Yeah, I know. There's so many things. It's an unlimited world of places to spend your money.
Yes, I did just get my Mac Mini ordered, so.
Oh, they're gonna love it.
Yeah.
Christina.
Hi, Don.
Hi. Beautiful shot. Look at that. Real pretty. Colors are great.
Thank you.
I would probably get this great little arc here that's kind of cool with the color on it and everything. maybe if you darkened this side over here, you'd bring
Okay.
us more to the candle. I think my eye keeps being pulled to this very large area of design, right? There's an element there, right?
Right.
Bring that down a little bit more.
Okay.
This will pop out. Now, is this obviously more than the candle lighting, right? You got, I see a highlight.
I have all I have, I think on this one, I have a soft box to the right. Yeah, so this one was shot in the evening. I did some during the day and some in the evening. So
Okay.
this one only had the soft box on the right.
Okay. And we got back in here. Did you shoot any with more room at the bottom?
Just a tad bit, because if you look at, I have another picture in the comments. There's a little bit more room. Because of it's sitting on a card. That's fabric, just a couple of pieces of fabric, sample fabrics that I have. So they're glued to the board, the top and the bottom.
Okay.
So I could only use the amount of room that the fabric allowed, so.
Okay. Okay. I think your background's too close to your picture,
Okay,
to this. So put your table here and your fabric covered thing here. Move your stuff to the back, camera coming
Okay.
from this decorative, obviously. And then this board, move it back to here.
okay,
So it actually goes more and more out of focus,
all right,
farther away. Then you could add a light from the bottom if you wanted, or you could add a light from the side. One of the things about a shot like this is try to think of your background. This is your background. This is a surface. I hear a lot of people use them interchangeably. They're not. This is a surface. That's a background. Move
Okay.
the background back, make it a little bit darker, or have a gradient of some sort on it, and it'll pull these to the foreground.
okay,
Okay. Yeah, because that's what I think. The shot, you've got to begin, you got a good shot here, but I think having this background be so much in focus behind this is pulling our eye from this. In Photoshop, or do you use Photoshop, or do you Lightroom?
Photoshop.
Photoshop. In Photoshop, let's go in there and pull this thing. Let's just add a little bit of brightness to your subject.
Okay,
This, the vase, and the green, and the yellow box there, let's just pull those forward a little bit, okay?
Okay.
With
All
light.
right.
Yeah, very good.
Thank you.
Cool. Bob.
Morning, Don.
Wow. Nicely thought out, Bob.
Thank you.
First thing I noticed is we got a big old circle, and we got a circle, we got a circle, we got a circle, and a circle, and a circle, with little circles inside. That's a pretty food shot, my friend.
Thank you.
Your pasta looks good. The pasta looks fresh.
Yeah, I cooked it and shot it right away. Put some dry stuff on there to set up the set, and then cooked the pasta and brought it in.
Did you use a like stand-in pasta or something?
Yeah, it was dry pasta, little nests of pasta. So I used them, and then when I had it the way I wanted it, I brought cooked stuff in.
Yeah, top back lighting, you can't beat it. Y'all can see the lights coming from back here, casting a little shadow forward, filled in by something big and white up front, because that shadow is much darker than that one. So we got a big fill card up front here. Great highlight. I love how the highlights right there on the bottom and right on the top. Yeah, this is a nice food shot. Very clean. This could be a menu shot. Pretty much anything. Let's look at your behind the scenes. Yeah. Man, oh man, how did you get up that high? Is that a table or is that a low bench?
That's a real low
Oh, okay.
table.
Okay. So you were able to flip your screen up and compose
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah.
Really clean, sir.
And it was tethered too, so that helped a lot.
Yeah. Very clean. Really pretty.
Thank you.
And just before lunch, huh? That's when you show this to me, just before lunch. Unfortunately, the grandkids are coming over for photographs, so I have to delay lunch even more. That's all right. All right, Jay, tell us about your garden here, sir. Are these beans?
What's that?
Are these beans?
Yeah, they're all beans, except for the cabbage. So I started off, I had done something a while back that used a cup, a very nice cup container, measuring cup. And then I said, well, let's do something different. So I said, then I thought, well, maybe you can do like a Zen garden, because the rice was already there. And then I started, sort of working that through, and then I added the red beans, and then I added the green beans to give it, contrast. And then I added the rocks with the focus on the one in the middle. And I have a set that is it's a small Zen garden set that had a little rake in it. So that's where the rake came from. And then Arnold suggested bringing in something on the edges to give it some difference. So he used green cabbage. I only have red, so that's why there's red. And then, interestingly, somebody said, "Well, you contrast the light." So I found that Adobe has for free something called the Adobe Shadow Light Kit, which has about 8 variations of light, like window light with window panes. And this was a dappled light. There are 2 dappled lights, and you just use that as an overlay. So that was a good discovery. And so that's pretty much, yeah. So then I tried to differentiate the light between the sides as much as I could. So there's a softbox on the right and a light on the softbox on the left, with a card in front of it, so that it cut it down, black card.
With the perfect compositional approach, everything in here is overlapping except that rock. The rock sits squarely away at different distances from everything around it, which sets it off in our mind as the hero. That's the hero. This one intersects with the beans. The beans all intersect with each other. The rake intersects with the beans. This rock goes over the beans. All through here. But when you put the green peas all around the rock, makes it the hero.
Right.
Very cool. Very, very cool.
Yeah, and I was trying to get, as I looked into Zen, you just want to have some sense of flow going through it. And that's why, I just rearranged things so that there would be a flow coming in from different directions. So the rocks are actually supposed to be symbols of water or possibly trees, depending on what you would do.
Okay.
So but it's not a pure Zen thing, because Zen just has little rake things in circles.
For those of you not into Zen, this is also a rock stew. So
that's right. All you need is water.
Little cabbage, little salt and pepper, you're good.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
Mark, you went for design. Look at you.
Yes, sir.
Have you put this up on the agency yet?
Nope, I will.
You got to get there. Yeah, really clean. 8200 with 7-inch deflector. All right.
Yeah, I think my behind the scenes is the next shot.
Yeah. Yeah, you got that nice design thing going. That's all your horizontals are perfect. Your circles are perfect. You're down, looks to me, as I look at it, looks to me like your center point of your sensor is right there.
Yep.
Everything expanding out from there. It's very clean. It's very graphic.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Don.
Yeah. Let me ask you this only because I don't know. Go in Photoshop and do an inspection of the white, okay? And find out if that white is as white as it can be.
Okay.
That's all I would say. I'm thinking you could bring those whites up a little bit. Everything else looks beautiful, but maybe in Lightroom, move your whites up a little bit.
Okay.
Pull those up. But that's the only thing that I see here. But it's a very clean, nice food shot.
Thanks, Don.
Are those pies or what?
No, they're little tarts.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And now that we finished the assignment, my wife and I have actually been enjoying a couple of them.
There you go. And by the way, they won. Okay.
Awesome, Don. Thanks.
You bet. Thank you, Mark. Oh, Norm.
Hi, can you hear me?
Hey, gourds.
Yeah.
You know what I like about this shot, Norm?
What's that?
Is it's totally unexpected.
Oh,
It's like everything. It's like, okay, we got gourds and we got them on cloth and we're lighting them from the top. And we kind of go, what? This is pretty cool. Is there a star to the star gourd?
what's that?
Is there a star gourd? A hero
I don't
gourd?
know. This was sort of unexpected for me as well. I wanted to do the overhead lighting thing with for this assignment, and I put these out just for test shots while I was setting up my light. And then real life got in my way and I never got back to it all week. So this was what I had, so this is what I went with.
Yeah. Well, you got this gourd coming in front of that gourd.
Yep.
So they're combined, but you got space around this one. This becomes the hero gourd. It kind of like looks like a little gourd family,
Yeah, right.
Dad, mom, and Junior.
Yeah, right.
I love this rough detail that your light picked up at the top and the highlights showing us the shape here. This is a pretty cool shot. Norm, I got to tell you, I don't think you're finished with it yet. You got
No, like I said, I was planning to do more, but I got busy and
stay with it.
Come back.
Stay with it. Watch out for these sharp wrinkles back here. The sharp wrinkles are not good. These soft wrinkles up here are fine. They show us that it's cloth, but back there shows us that it's been in a box. So steam those, you get a little steamer and steam those out, but keep your rough cloth here. You're onto something. Keep working it. You're gonna get something that'll knock your socks off. Okay.
Cool.
Come in close, move back, try wide angle, try telephoto. You got something going here. Good. Very good.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yeah. Oh my. Giannis.
Hello. Hello again.
How are you?
I'm good.
Wow. That's kind of pretty shot there, Giannis. Beautiful grapes. Notice, I want everybody to notice that the grapes, there's no stems. You gotta hide the stems. You never want to see stems. We don't have stems here. That little bit of a stem is not a problem because it's just right down in the shadow there. But you never want to have like empty stems coming up. When that happens, just stick a grape over it. really pretty. So our eyes aren't distracted by stems here. You got the rim all the way around here. That's just pure excellence, the way that is working in there. And then these lanterns in the back, throwing this warm light to the back, but cool light on the bottle. That's it really sets it off. Did you have a double truck in mind for this?
Yes, that was a bit off from the foreground, I could say.
Uh-huh.
And the lanterns were without candles inside. And I wanted to leave the background just from the behind the lanterns and give it a sense of candles, the light of candles.
Yeah.
And I shot it twice. One light for as you can see from the behind the scenes, one light for behind the lamps, and one light just below it to give the sense of sunset. Because I had this scene in Santorini Island when I were there, and I saw the scene and I said, wow, sometime I have to do this, and I did it this time because I had that in my mind. And that's all about it. Yeah.
When I saw it, when I first saw it online here, it reminded me of a double truck ad setup, because this is a composition in itself. This is a composition in itself. Yeah. And you tied it together with this guy flowing from one to the other. So the art director in me says, I'm going to put my headline up here. Those lamps are out of focus, so I can put text type over here. I can do this. I can put a map to the restaurant. I can put this. I can put all, call us at those numbers. And everything ties together with this sense of warmth flowing into the sense of cool over here, tied together by these grapes spilling from one side to the other. Now, I don't know if that was your plan, but that's what I see here. Really,
yeah.
Really,
my plan was to blend them together to give the direction, the warmth, and the color all together, the whole scene.
Mm-hmm.
That was my intention, not making it to be seen like two different photos. I wanted them to be like one, complementing each other. How I could say that.
I really love the light on the bottles and the lighting up the gold here. Really, really pretty. Let's look at the behind the scenes, because you always do very, very detailed behind the scenes. Beautiful.
Yeah, you see that the first photo is for the lower part of the light, stimulating the sunset, and the second photo, the first one was my best photo that's my real photo, and the second one I put that backlit from behind the lamps to take the light that is reflecting through the glass, just to give me the impression that there is candle. And the third one is for the label itself. And the fourth is the final. I blended them. I explained everything.
Very nice. Very nice. Super cool. Oh, I meant to ask you last week, do you mind if I share these diagrams with your images?
No, at all. Yeah. You can do whatever you want.
Okay.
Yes.
Really nice, Giannis.
Thank you.
Really nice. Dean has, what is this cheese, Dean? What is this?
Yeah, that's probably a little bit of a weakness there. It's lemon cake, lemon curd cake.
Oh, okay.
It's deconstructed.
It's lemon cake taken apart.
Yeah, effectively, yeah. So the stages of how you'd bake it.
Oh, that's clever. Oh, there's a lot. You put a lot of work into this, my friend.
Yeah.
And you made the L for lemon.
So the eggs there got flour on one and sugar on the other. I don't think that comes out very well. It's hard to try and get the distinguishing between the flour and the sugar.
I think you'd have to notate it. I really do think you'll have to go in and this is the kind of picture that's going to have, text here, across here, like an editorial thing, some flour and some sugar, and some lemons, of course. Very cool. Now, this white thing, is that photoshopped in?
No, that's just icing. That's icing sugar on top of it, so you get that icing.
Oh, okay. Wow. Sort of a Mondrian approach, man. We got all the different shapes here. I like it because it's rough.
Yeah, I wanted that roughness on the edge there.
Yeah, yeah. I like the roughness. This is cool. How did you like this?
I lit it from the roller pin side. Light was quite a distance away because of the inverse square law, so I was trying to get even light across it, and the reflector, as you can see on the other side. So they're all stacked, as you can see.
Yeah, I kind of like the fall off. I'm okay with the fall off. A little bit brighter over here than it is over here. I like that. I think it needs a little bit of a gradient. Your cake all looks good here. The stuff that you're doing with it. And then did you focus stack this, or did you?
Yeah, each stage is in focus. So the roller pin, for example, is its own focus. So each stage goes up is focused.
Got it. I see Kat saw that it was very cubist as well. Yep. Yeah, really fun. All right, did you actually make the lemon cake?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And was it as good as it looks?
Yeah, a bit rich for me, but yes.
Okay, now listen, when all y'all that been shooting all this sweet stuff get, diagnosed as pre-diabetic, don't you come running back to me. I did not say you had to shoot all this sugar. Wasn't my call. Patricia, I love this. I love these spoon shots. Where's Patricia?
Hi, Don,
Hi.
sorry. It takes me a while to find the button. Yeah, I struggled a bit because of the metal spoons, but the stainless steel kind of lighting it. But
well, you struggled, but you did it. You ended up doing a good job with them. Yes, you did.
Yeah, I didn't want to give up on it because I don't like giving up, even if a different spoon would have been easier.
No, the little black areas here. We have to have those. We have to have those. If we don't have them, if you stop and think about it, if we don't see the little black, then they could be actually spray painted gray spoons, right? It's this little black area that tells us that they're reflective. They've got a little texture to them. They're not like silver chrome spoons. And that's why we're getting these. Oh
yeah, they're actually where I'm in a rented apartment in the UK when I'm there, so they're like ancient spoons.
Yeah, really, really pretty. You've got all the texture in here. I think this shot is. Are you a Lightroom user or Photoshop? You do both? What?
I do a camera on Photoshop.
Okay. Do you have the Nick filters?
I do, but I'm only learning about them. So.
Okay. You have about 11, I think it's like 11,000, different filters. I'm making that up, but they have all those filters.
I know, yeah.
There's two that you are going to be doing, and one of them is in color effects, and you go to Pro Contrast. Okay. That Pro Contrast, you can apply, there's 4 presets to it. One of them is very HDR, one of them is middle road, vibrance control, and one of them is color contrast or color changing. So it's going to be looking for white. The nice thing about the Nick ones is you can like choose the middle one, and then you can pull it back on color, because it'll try to change your colors to what it thinks are the right colors. But you got the sliders, you can control all of it. That one and Vivesa in Nick, Vivesa is just going to be your buddy. It's a wonderful, wonderful tool. I think you need to take this picture into Nick, into color something 4 or whatever is the one, and then go to Pro Contrast and try the middle contrast preset and tweak it from there. It'll be subtle, but it'll really pop the whole thing. The color will pop, the sharpness will pop a little more. Not to the point where it's going to look like you did any sort of HDR at all. It's not HDR. It's just it's just pulling apart the different layers of color and adding a little
Yeah,
bit of contrast.
I was trying to do a little bit of that in just Adobe Raw, but I knew I wasn't getting what I was looking for, but yeah.
Yeah, you could probably learn how to do it in Adobe Raw. I don't think Nick does anything that Photoshop can't do, right? Because it's working on top of Photoshop.
Oh yeah, I know,
it's
but
just the time.
I didn't think of checking out Nick because I've not used them that much.
Oh yeah, and then you can take Vivesa, for instance, and drop a point right here on this red. You could increase the red without affecting anything else in the picture. You could increase the red, you can increase the contrast. You could lighten this up on one side if you wanted. You can do so many things with it. It really is a sleep killer because you get in there and you think you could play with a photograph for 2 days with it.
I know you don't know when to stop then, that's the trouble.
Yeah, really pretty. Oh, window light. Yep.
No, it's actually their LEDs behind a shower curtain and thingy bobs, whatever you call that, a diffuser thing, but effectively trying to simulate window light.
And those are LEDs?
There is no light in the UK. I just will not bother having windows at this time of the year. So yeah.
Oh my. Well, the fact that you're using LEDs and double scrims means it's going to be a little flat. So popping it in and getting a little contrast will really help it.
Okay, so
Very
that's
cool.
good to know, yeah, because I wasn't too sure. It's the first time I've done a kind of flat lay thing, so I wanted to try that.
Did it well.
Yeah,
Did it well.
Thanks. Yeah.
Looks
yeah.
good.
Okay, thank you.
Looks very good. All right. Love it, Jan. Just moving our eye over a little bit brighter back here. We got a little bit of a gradient going on. I like this coming in here. That's really pretty, Jan. What are you doing here? Oh, did you do this kind of lighting last time?
Nope, I haven't done this type of lighting before at all. So I wanted to have a go.
Yeah. That's pretty. You're going through 2 flags. There you go.
Yeah.
Now it's amazing, isn't it, that even though that slit is so small, because it's a soft box, it still lets a lot of light in, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. And look, she still has a feeling of a soft box here. A beautiful, nice sized highlights on these. These are tomatoes?
Yes.
Yeah. On these tomatoes, look at the size of the highlight. It looks like a giant softbox, but it's just about a 6-inch slot. And that's because it's a reflection of the light source. And so these are actually going through that gap a little bit wider than that because, that point out, right? And picking up more of the source. Yeah, it's really, really pretty. I like how you caught a little bit of it on the background here. Nice, a pretty composition. Color palette kept it really, really simple. Part of me is blown away how this doesn't just command all the attention, but it doesn't. It's the color holds its own, and we really see the whole thing. Really pretty. I'll put my headline over here, and my copy runs right down there, and your composition is just lovely.
Thank you.
Yeah, so you tried it. You going to do it again?
Oh, absolutely, yes.
It's really fun.
Yeah.
Super cool. Laurence.
Hi, Dan.
Hi, Laurence. Look at this.
So it's a bit of it's not really an accident, but I didn't really mean to be in a picture originally. I was just trying to take the movement of the hammer to compose on my clock picture, but then when I saw the picture and it looked a bit crazy, I kind of like it, so I decided to use that one.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree. I think it's fun.
Okay.
There's a story here, and we don't know what it is. And everybody's story is different, but there's a story here, and I like that.
Okay.
I can
Thank you.
see this shot without the hand in it, and I think that would be a nice composition as well. But you've
I
got
do a bit, yeah.
very nice composition, a lot of unused space out here that pulls up these circles against all these lines. We got lines and lines and lines and lines, and we've got the circle up here really nicely. But this addition of the hand and the hair, I mean, sometimes serendipity strikes and you just got to go with it. I think it's fun.
Yeah. Thank you.
At your lighting. There you go. So you were setting the clock and pushing the button and everything yourself, huh?
Yeah, so I actually had the clock on its own yesterday, and when I look at it, I thought it was a bit. I wanted to add some movement, so this morning I decided to try to capture the movement in the hammer, and then, as I said, I saw my arm in it and the air flying around, and I thought it was quite funny. I use a self timer, but I used 12 seconds. I thought I'd put 2 seconds, so I I got a bit mixed up, and that was the result of it. Yeah.
Can't you just say an ad here about time? I don't know, anything you do, anything you do with this is going to catch attention. In an advertising, all they want is your attention. To get your attention, then they'll work on having you read the headline. And if you read the headline, then they'll work on getting you to, go to the website and buy the tchotchke or whatever it is. But in this case, this picture is going to stop somebody flipping through a magazine. It's immediately recognizable as what's going on here. And then you put us in the picture with the blurry hair and the hand reaching in. But this hair had been perfectly in focus, it would not work as well.
No.
It would have been a flat dimension. Having the hair out of focus just pulls us right to the clock. Cool. I like it.
Thank you.
Very fun and quirky. Really fun.
Thanks.
Jerry.
Hi, Dan.
You got a little bit of light coming through a thing there too, don't you?
Yeah.
There you go. That works, man. That works so well. We got a line coming this way. A line coming this way. We got a line going this way. All bringing us, to these guys are grouped together down here. The knife is over here. This thing is sitting out all by itself. It's obviously our star. You've got a lit light coming on it. These are darker. And so compositionally, there's no doubt what we're supposed to look at, unless you come back and tell me, no, it was the knife handle. At which
No, you
point
got
we're gonna have an issue. But that's a really nice food shot.
Thank you. Yeah, I had started out actually with a much more complicated composition in mind. I had, cups and saucers and tea, etc., to go with it. I just couldn't get the composition right, and I just had this floor tile and said it was the same color as the biscuit, so I tried it.
Yep. Let me ask you guys this. You bring up something interesting, Jerry. Some people create compositions from two different sides. There's the group that puts everything on the table and starts pulling things away. And then there's the group that starts with something and adds little things as they go. Okay. I am generally in the first group. I've got a lot of crap on the table and I start taking things away that I feel don't work there. But I've also dabbled in just starting with something and going. My thing is I like to get everything on there to see all the possibilities, but at this, there's no right or wrong way to do it, obviously. But I was just wondering, Andy, how many of you guys do it the way I do it? Put all the stuff on the table and then work backwards, so to speak.
Yep. I do.
I do too.
Okay.
No, I don't.
And then some of you go the other way, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I go the other way.
I go the other way.
Yeah, other way.
You're all wrong. Unfriend me now. No, I'm
Oh, no, the
kidding.
person taking out the props is the better way to do it.
Yeah, well, nice, very nice. This is so pretty, Jerry.
Thank
So
you.
pretty. Are you a food photographer or?
No, the only time I've done food done is on these classes.
Well, you have a nice aesthetic towards it. Very nice.
Thank you.
Andrea, look at
Yes,
all
hi,
that
Don.
beautiful soft silver stuff. It's really, really, really pretty.
Thank you.
It's fun because it's dynamic. It looks like it's all jumping around, but it's not, is it?
No, it's not really jumping, but one of them is, well, there's a string on it, so it's flying somehow.
It's really fun. I really, really like this little catching of light that's coming through here. Really like that. This is good old stainless steel lighting. Inside here, we see the holes and we see the grill. What's not to like about the shot? Very nice shot.
Thank you.
Really fun. Are you a product shooter?
No.
You are now.
Oh, thank you. You couldn't say anything better than that.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in tabletop photography, and there's a pragmatic reason for it as well as an aesthetic reason. Aesthetically, I think it's the place where you have the greatest amount of personal expression. I love landscape photography. I love portraits and things, but this is where it's all you. It's all
that's
you.
true.
It's a table and some stuff. And the second thing is you're never limited by the time of day, whether the model didn't show up, all of that stuff, the makeup artist can't make it, and delay after delay. It's any of you guys who shoot models or fashion or any of that stuff, you know what I'm talking about. Even portrait shooters, the family is supposed to have their picture taken on Saturday. So many times they'll call you Saturday morning. Oh, little Johnny's down with the flu. We can't make it. Well, you just booked your Saturday around that shoot. And you're not with this stuff. Got insomnia, can't sleep. Get up, turn that softbox on, and make a picture of something. I think it's really fun. Oh, there you go. Look at you. She's not a product shooter, and there she is shooting product. Lovely.
Thank you very much.
Very nice. Asha,
Hey, Don.
this might be my favorite pomegranate shot of all time. Pomegranates are great subject matter. Their outsides are beautiful. Their insides are beautiful. This is just lovely. Wow.
Thank you.
I love this Rembrandtish. And I'll tell you what makes it work really well, Asha. This is all beautiful, but the fact that you kept that tonality back here makes the shot. It's just so important that this does not fall off into darkness. That's just really pretty. Wow. Look at the deep color. Did you clean these before you shot them?
Nope.
That's
I did
just,
this shot.
what's that?
I was saying I did this shot like probably 1 hour before the assignment, I mean, the review started.
Well, it doesn't matter. It's just a really, really beautiful shot. Wow. Are you a food shooter as well?
Not really.
Not really.
Yeah, but among the things I tend to gravitate towards food.
Well, that's just really beautiful. Just stunning. Wow. See how you
I
lit it.
actually,
Oh, little magic. There you go. That's the one. That's the one that photographers forget all the time, is that you can light from the side, but if you give studio black to the top of your set, you don't do that to the front if you backlight, right? We don't do studio black to the front. You brought that in and you added the beautiful ambient light to this. Look like the back of this. It's dark, but it's supposed to be dark. It's a dark and moody shot. This looks like the poisonous fruit of a Shakespeare novel or something. You know, it's deep and dramatic.
I wanted to have this kind of whimsical look for it, because kind of hazy and not all, out there and sharp. And
You need to make a print of this right away. Do you print your work? Don't make
never.
me come over there, Asha. Don't make me stop this car and turn it around. This belongs on paper. Get a print.
All right.
Get a print.
This shall be my first one then.
Yeah, get a print. Yep, that is beautiful. I would put this in my kitchen. I think it'd be a beautiful kitchen shot. You know, what a great, it's just beautiful. You guys knocked me out in this free class, man. Wow.
I wanted to check something with you. Actually, I have put up another shot. It's not on out here. Probably you might need to refresh it. And I changed the lighting. I mean, I still kind of like this one, but.
And where did you say it would be?
It was in the comments of the same one.
It was in the comments? I didn't see any comments. Let me go.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was quite surprised.
There we go. In the comments. I don't see any comments.
No, you have to refresh your page, Don.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Is it in the comment of this? No?
No. I have it on my screen. I can see it.
Huh. Hold the shift key down, see if I can refresh
Need to
it.
click on the comment.
What's that?
Do you need to click on the comment tab maybe?
Maybe. Let me try that. Comment. No.
I don't see it either. I don't see
I
it.
don't either.
I don't see the comment.
Did you?
This is weird. I can see it.
Did you? Yeah, but have you hit enter yet?
Yeah. I did. I can see it as a comment. Let me try
Hold
refreshing
on.
mine.
I'll try it this way, Asha. I'll just go over to your page. Is it on here? On your page?
No.
Oh. All right. Well, let me go back. Maybe if I go back into this thing, I'm going to go out of it.
Okay, let me do something else.
And then I'll go to this, and then I'll go to media, and then I'll go to albums, and I'll go to 8. So I reloaded the whole series here.
Okay, now what I'm going to do is.
No, there is not.
I don't
That's
see
weird.
it either.
It won't show up.
Uh-oh.
I'm so sorry.
Did you say something bad about Mark? Were you, oh, you may be in Facebook jail, girl.
It won't show up unless you refresh your cache. So
What's
Facebook,
that?
it will not show up unless you refresh your cache.
Oh, I've refreshed the page with a shift key
Yeah,
down
you
several
have
times.
refreshed it.
I
Okay,
even
no
went
worries.
all the way.
What I'll do is,
It still won't show up even if you refresh your page, because the software keeps the cache and tries to load your thing faster. Sometimes the only way you'll see it is if you delete your cache.
I got an idea. In your comment, Asha, in your comment, tag me.
okay, I'm just trying to upload it again.
Yeah,
on
that's
the-
what I was going to
Yeah,
suggest.
just put it.
Put it in again.
Let me use this time to thank you, Don, for this whole workshop.
Oh, I'm so happy to do it. I'll while you're doing that, I'm going to use this time to say, for those of you who are interested in contemporary modern American landscape photographer, this book is still available. It's American Silence by Robert Adams. I think the latest shots that are in here are 2013, but most of his work was 70s, 80s, and 90s. And he's very minimalistic. Some people would look at his work and say, well, those are just snapshots. They're not. There's an aesthetic behind this work. I got to tell you, this paper that it is printed on, it's the most gorgeous paper. It's got a tooth to it. The prints look beautiful. These are all shot on 4x5 camera. So they're sharp, they're beautiful. It's a very matte paper. They have it at Amazon if you're interested, but definitely before you spend money on the book, look up Robert Adams' work to see if you like it or not, if it's something that is important to you. I love it. And I'm on a mission to buy 2 photo books a month next year, 2 photo books a month, because I feel like I'm kind of behind in my book collecting. There's nothing more beautiful than a photograph on paper. To me, it's not a photograph until it's on paper. It's an image. I'll never argue that. We make lots of images. It's an image. When it goes on paper, then it becomes a photograph. All right, did you get it loaded?
Yes, I have got it. I've put it into the album now, so it's the last picture.
All
so
right,
probably
well,
need to
we'll
refresh it.
reload the album page here.
Yes.
Oh, there it is.
I don't see anything.
Here's a little next button.
Yes, I have it.
There it is. All right.
So I changed the lighting for this.
You
and I'm
did. You
not
moved
sure
the
if-
lighting to the front
Yeah.
of this. And I like this picture as well as the other one, but I like the other one a little bit more.
Okay.
Probably because the light is one dimensional. It's not wrapping back around here. Right back
Okay.
here. So I see this. That being said, there's certainly nothing amiss with this. I like the other picture a little bit better, but I really like this picture a lot as well. Okay, two different things. You have 2 beautiful photographs to show here. Get them on paper. Do you have a printer?
I do, yes.
Good. Then there's no excuse at all. Go up to Red River and buy a box of their 60-pound premium matte paper. It's the least expensive premium paper that I've ever found, and I think it holds its own against everybody, including Moab. And Moab paper is probably the finest paper I've ever used. This Red River stuff holds its own, and it's like less than half the cost. It's a beautiful, smooth, matte paper, and this picture will just jump off of it.
All right.
Yeah, very cool.
Thank you so much.
Yes, and thank you all, everybody. I got to give you a quick 5 minute, 5 second. Project 52 starting up.
Sorry, Don, can I just ask you a quick question?
Yeah, who's this?
This is Laurence. I was just wondering if you had any advice to take from photography at Christmas time with the family. You mentioned earlier to Judy that it's a good idea to drag the shutter. Would you do that if you were taking a portrait as well? Kind of, see the light for the background with the Christmas light, etc., and then use the flash for the people?
Okay, but, who is this that's talking? Because your name didn't light up.
This is Laurence.
Laurence. Okay, you're asking us for some ideas for lighting family portraits?
Yeah, at Christmas, I was wondering if I could use the same advice as you gave Judy earlier, with the
Yeah.
light.
When I do family, especially if you're talking about Christmas portraits, right?
Yeah.
So you've got the family, you got the Christmas tree back here, or the hearth or whatever, and there's there's lights on it, and you want the family to be lit and you want the Christmas tree to be lit as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You're going to have to do the same thing.
Okay.
You're going to have to drag the shutter. So what you're going to do is to get your exposure. The family can be in the other room opening presents while you're set up and you've got your umbrella, right? And then you start at you make a decision what aperture you want to shoot. If it's a big family, you're probably going to be around f8 because you need the depth of field, right? Bring them in focus. It's about f8. So that's a decision that you now are going to basically carve that into stone initially. Put your camera on f8, put it on 1/15 of a second, take a shot, see what happens. They may still be too dark. Put it on 1/4 of a second. They might be pretty good. You might have to go to a 1/2 second at f8, and then the Christmas tree lights will be all sparkly, right? So now you have your setting, 1/2 second at f8. You just have to make sure your umbrella is far enough away from the people that at the power you use and the distance from the people give you f8.
Okay.
Do you have a light meter?
Yes, I do.
There you go. You put the light meter where the people are going to be, and you have somebody move the flash forward or backwards till the meter says f8. You're done. It's going to be f8. Okay. They're going to be lit up beautifully, and that 1/2 second will make the Christmas tree light up. You're just going to have to, say, okay, everybody hold still a little bit, because if they move, they're not going to be blurry.
Okay. Because of the flash, yeah.
The flash lit them up.
May I say something
but
here?
You get you might get a little bit of darkness around them where they came in front of it, but you'll be okay. Yeah, go ahead.
If she in Laurence, if she's using the light meter, the way I do with light meters to balance ambient light with flashlight, she can meter the ambient with first and then the flash, and she can go 30% ambient, 70% flash. She can do that way too.
Okay. So for the ratio, you will dial the rhythm in. Is that?
No, you have the Secanic meter, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, you can do that from the meter. If you meter first the ambient light, and then put that in memory, and then meter in the flash, that will show you the percentage of ambient and flash. And you can route, yeah.
If you have the old Minolta meter that I use, it's on the side. There's a little thing on the side that you can lock in that ambient. But she's not talking about ambient. She's actually talking about the bulbs, like point sources.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to comment on that because I do this differently. I do a baseline exposure pretty much. What that means is I set my ISO, I set my aperture already in aperture priority. This is when I'm doing event photography. So once I have set those, it gives me a baseline exposure. So that's my exposure value. So once I have my exposure, baseline exposure done, then I add the flash. Because essentially you have to remember that any flash exposure is a double exposure. It's ambient light plus the flash. So it's up to you how much do you want the ambient on your image. So
Yeah.
for what you're doing, you want to have a lot of the ambient because you want the presence of the ambient light. Now for this one, if you want this fast, what I do is I just bounce flash with a black foamy thing. Look it up, it's called BFT, right? That's nothing but a flag that you put on top of your flash and you bounce it
Okay.
on the ceiling or you bounce it on the wall without needing any umbrella. Right, but you have to change your flash, your flash zoom setting to 70, 80, or even 100 millimeters, because you need to throw that amount of light, and then you have to increase also your flash power.
Yeah, I use a strobe, so
Arnold, she has a Seconic meter. The Seconic
Oh,
meter
okay.
does that
That's
automatically.
fine. If she has the meter, then do
Yes.
what the meter would do. for you.
That's why I'm telling to Laurence, the light meter does that automatically for her.
Then
It
that's
doesn't have
wonderful.
to work.
Yep.
Oh.
okay. Well, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm glad you, yeah. And if you have any trouble, Laurence, just pop on here on the Facebook page. I mean, this group of people is super helpful.
Yes.
They're
Yes.
super helpful. Do not do this without testing it first. Don't show up at your friend's house
No.
not having done this before. So get some Christmas lights and have your neighbor come over and nail was once you do it, you got it.
Okay. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, there's another comment I'll tell you. This is a little rule that I have, right? For when I'm shooting 2 people, I'm shooting at 2.8. I'm shooting 4 or 5 people, right? I'm shooting at 5.6 to 8. Shooting 8 people, I'm at f8. Shooting 10 people, f11. So you can see the pattern, right? So if I'm shooting solo, I'm probably shooting at 1.8. So you can see the pattern there. 1 person, 1.8, 2 people, 2.8, 3 or 4, 5.6. So that's it's a guide, right? So just think about it in your head.
If you're doing multiple people too, you have to keep this in mind. If you have 3 adults here and you have 2 kids here, you have a depth of field issue that has to be worked out. You can't get the kids in focus and mom, dad, and grandma be out of focus, right? So you got to have enough depth of field to get those people in focus. Same thing if you're shooting a couple. You got one person here and one person back here. You got a depth of field issue. You got to deal with that. So that's why Arnold's saying you can shoot this person at 1.8, but if you got 2, you're probably going to have to get in a little closer.
Yeah.
A lot of this depends on distance and things. But you also have lighting, the inverse square law stuff. So if you've got a row of people here and a row of people behind them and a row of people behind them, and your light is right here, that's double the distance from the light back here. These guys
Yes.
are getting 2 stops less light than these guys. Inverse square law said, oh no, you double the distance, that's 2 stops.
So would you take your light further back then?
Yes, you're right, because I've watched people move it closer to light those people up in the back, and all they do is make it worse, right? So you move it back to here, because then that's double the distance and that's double. So these people are only getting about a half stop less light than the people up front. You're moving into what I call the flat zone. Farther away, you get flatter light, and you get them in the flat zone. So be very careful of that as well. That's where you take a meter reading here, and you take a meter reading here, and say, uh-oh, my light's too close. Back it up, change the aperture, change the power on the flash if you have to.
Okay.
Yeah. Very good.
Okay. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
You're very welcome.
Hey, Dawn, thanks so much for this class. It has just been fantastic. Really, really fun. I just loved it. Yeah.
I'm glad you guys had a great time. I've had a great time. You'll probably see a album of some of my favorite shots from this thing appearing up there, all with credited to you. That's why I like having the names on them. It's really easy for me to do that. And I so much appreciate it. I do want to remind people that Project 52 is starting up. If you want in to it, we'd love to have you. If you're thinking of photography as a side hustle, something to do on the side, it's definitely something you can do on the side, no doubt about it. And you can earn money to buy more gear if you want, or what have you. But there's money to be made in the business if you're good at what you do and you offer a good service. Project 52 takes you from, if you don't know anything about commercial photography, by the time you get to the end, this time next year, you're going to know your stuff. You're going to know how to shoot glassware. You're going to know how to shoot flat lays. You're going to know how to shoot stuff. You're going to know how to bid. You're going to know how to deal with clients that are troublesome. And this is not a video course. This is me every week working with you on 52 assignments for the class. So if you're interested, if you send me a note and says, Don, I want in, I will send you billing in January. It will be, it's $1,000, $997. It's $1,000, gets the whole year, and you get the book, and you get something else, a little goodie from me, and you get the class, Find Photo Clients. Now, most of the people that go through the class make all their money back in about 4 months, and then after that, it's just profit. I take a very few amount of people. 12 is my ideal class limit, so it's 12 is all we take, and then we move through the year. If you're interested, just let me know. I see some names here: Jay, Lee, Katherine, Mark Shaw, Arnold, Judy. You're in class now, right?
No, I'm just in your free classes.
Oh, okay. I see a lot of names here. There's probably somebody on the second. Oh, Carmen is here. I didn't even see Carmen's pictures today. Carmen, did you have pictures?
No, I'm just an innocent passerby passing by.
Okay. Carmen, wonderful photographer. Joe Cosentino. So there's a lot of people here that have done it. If you have any questions, just let me know and I'll answer them really, really quickly. And with that, folks, thank you. Have a great, great holiday.
Thank you, John.
Thanks, Don.
Thanks,
Don,
Don.
looking forward to next year.
Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
Don.
Holiday.
Bye, everybody.
Thank
Have a
you.
good
All right.
holiday.
Take care now.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Thank you for everything. Thank you, Don. Always.